We go ahead and get started. I'm sure you guys have heard that we lost a dear member of the Miami Dolphins organization, Jenkins. Senior Vice President of Communications and Community Affairs. And you're just going through the process and grieving with the team. Just told them about it, but right now football pales in comparison to what all the people that were really affected. The list is long, from Jason and his walk of life, and his wife Elizabeth, and his children Leah, Aiden, and Sloan. I haven't been here that long, but his investment into the team and the community, it didn't take long to see the great work you did. And I mean, I didn't see a day that there wasn't a time that saw him that he just didn't light up the room. So like I just told the team, it's important for those who loved him and were touched by him, and all the members of our team, to lean on each other. And that's what we're going to try to do. But our hearts are heavy, as they should be. For an unquestioned professional that's made his mark on not only the team but the National Football League. But like I told the team, I thought their effort today reflected what would bring him joy. Thoughts and prayers just go with his family. I'm not really sure what I do after this. Well,
Mike, may I ask you a question about the relationship you had with Jason? Like you said, you've been here very long, but what impression did he leave with you, and how do you think this organization will remember?
Well, it's consistent as I've ever seen, from his wardrobe to his spirit. I mean, he was the nines, you know. That's why it makes it so tough. This was a healthy guy that just brought it every day. He worked at the stadium, and I'm not sure how many people that I feel like I know from the stadium. I'd love to know more, but on a day-to-day, I don't get to interact with people, all the people, as much as I'd like. So for him to make such an impact, I mean, it was obvious, and you can't make that impression. I get to talk to him maybe once a week, but the impression that he made, there's no fooling that. You could see the relationships, the eye contact that people, how people looked at him, how he embraced others. He's the consummate professional, and I know there's for guys that have been around here for a while, they knew him like a family member, and I think it's incredibly impressive, and it just speaks to the human being and his impact on all of us, where I could see that in my brief time around him. I mean, it was he was a force and positivity. You know, there's the organization has been through some stuff, and you know, it always made it was very impactful to me, the people that just how many people in the organization were passionate about doing their jobs well and about the Dolphins, and he was the top of the list. You know, I mean, he was just full of life, and that's the hardest part. There's no words to describe. He had a great family. His wife's awesome, and his children, and it's just it's tough. It's a tough one to swallow, and he will be missed, and he will not be forgotten. I can tell you that much.
Did you get word, like all of us during halftime, or did you know a little bit beforehand?
No, I got word before the game, and so there was you know these things happen in life. You never. And then speaking with the people that had worked with him for the longest, that had spent intimate time with him for an extended period of time, I was really at a loss. Like, hey, what do I do about this? Because I just couldn't stop thinking about everyone that's affected, and I got some strong advice from, in particular, Chris Greer and Brandon Shore, specifically, that said that he would. It didn't matter that it was preseason game 3. He understood what was on the line for all the players. This particular game, I don't even know the head count for how many people from the community that he had at the game that wouldn't otherwise be able to see the game. And what he'd want most is to see us all do our jobs as best we could. So I had to, in that vein, I just had to push forward. And we thought that the thing that he would want, as best we could decipher, would be that we'd let the players know after. So that's what I was just doing before we got started. So yeah, it's been a tough day for all those reasons.
In the back of your head, did you maybe call that first play just to kind of maybe as tribute or anything like that, or just to maybe lighten up the mood, I guess?
Oh, somebody said something. I can't even remember at this point. Maybe it was Chris. I think it was Chris that said, "Dude, he'd want you to do what you do." So, that's all I thought of. Is all right. At least gave me direction, because you're like, okay, what am I doing? But no, when Chris said that, I was able to, all right, say, okay, I have a job to do. And then it just, all right, once can, like all of us, right? You know, this is a fixture of life. It's a part of being human, and it's impossible. It's inhumane, you know. So we do the best, you know. Just like we all experience those things, and yeah, I hate it because you feel like you can, as a head coach, you're supposed to do stuff. You're supposed to lead, or you're supposed to do things, and there's nothing for me to do. You know, I can't make this one better, but I think we all can relate to that. Yeah.
I know it's probably difficult to talk about the game after that, but that Tua to Tyreek pass on the first play of the game, just what was it like to see that right off the bat, their first time playing in a game on the field together?
Yeah, I was just happy for those two individuals because they've invested a lot. I was happy for the team and the organization, really, because they've invested in a lot. They know let's just say it was cool to see them not blink and do what they love doing. Really happy to call them my teammates.
Are you sending the league a message with calling that on the first play and then I think you hit in the scrimmage to deep passes like that?
No, we're really just trying to work on our craft. You know, you don't know what defense they're going to run out there, and so you have to execute the play. You know, and I was happy that was a tough look. That you know, Tua is making that decision to throw to him or Trent in the same timing, and his back is to the defense. Takes a lot of training, but we were pretty confident that if we got the right look, that they would execute it, and that's why they are who they are, and that's why we all believe in them so much.
We're going to end it here, guys.
Yeah.
We'll take questions.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll
Hands, anybody else?
Two is best friend,
Is Tyreek?
and that's it.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Well, first and foremost, just I'd like to send my condolences to Jason Jenkins and his family. I think what made this so hard is that it was unexpected. He was extremely close to a lot of us on the team. From when I got here, I was extremely close to him. I grew close to him, waiting for Ann and just being able to talk stories with him before my media. And so, you know, I couldn't imagine what his family's going through right now. You know, and waking up not thinking that this was going to be his last day here. So just want to send my condolences to his family. And, you know, I think through our team win, I'm glad we got to do that and do that for him.
Tilla, what stands out to you about the kind of man Jason was and what he represented for this organization?
Yeah, I would say that Jason was a beacon of the community. Like that's what I think of when I hear of Jason's name. Like this guy is always wanting to do stuff for other people. Hey, Tua, how can I help you with this? Like, hey, how can we help with your foundation? Hey, how can we, you know, do this to make that better? Or do you want to come join, like, or do you want to come do this community service event? Things like that. That's what I think of.
Found out after the game.
Just found out after the game. Yeah.
What must it have been like in the locker room when McDaniel gave you the news? It must have been harsh.
It was emotional for a lot of guys, and a lot of guys that have been here for quite some time that got to know him. You know, we won a game. We expected Mike to be the, you know, very optimistic guy after the game, giving out game balls, and that wasn't the case. Mike got a little emotional in there. There were some other guys who were able to talk that also got emotional, and he broke the news. It's tough. Anything having to do with a life of someone who had great relationships with people in the organization, it's hard.
Can you tell us about the first play, hitting Tyreek Hill, what that meant to be able to connect with him? First time on the field with him?
Yeah, it was good. We had to decide with plays what openers we wanted to go with. So knowing that Tyreek was playing, he wanted to go ball. We gave him a shot. The throw wasn't to my liking. That whole spiel. If it was a better ball, if it was, you know, probably more in front of Tyreek, you know, we could have scored on the first play probably. But you know, I think it's in a credit to the practices that we've had with the Eagles and how hard our guys have been working. Work that we've all been putting in together.
What did you think overall of your 3 scoring drives there that you had?
Yeah, I thought they were good. Obviously, there's always going to be things to get better at. But I credit all our success to our O-line. They worked their butts off extremely hard throughout OTAs, and then you know, coming into training camp, they've worked extremely hard to get defenders to read keys and make everything look the same, basically. So none of that would have been possible within the run game and then the play pass game without our O-line.
I'm sorry, Tim, if you were asked this already. When a coach wins a toss or a team wins a toss and you like to receive, and first thing your coach tells you is to throw it deep. I mean, what's that like as a quarterback? Does it, you know, what kind of feelings does that bring to you?
Yeah, I would say when we were given the play, Mike didn't necessarily tell me who to go to with the ball, but for me, it was one of those deals that if we got a specific coverage from their defense, that regardless of who was on Tyreek or not, we wanted to take that shot. And so we got the premier look of what the play consisted of, and that's why we took the shot.
Mike said before the game that he kind of knew what was going on with Jason
couldn't tell the difference with Mike on the sideline at all. Couldn't tell. He hit it pretty well. No one on our team had any idea or any clue that any of that had happened. So it's a sad day for us here, the Miami Dolphins and our organization. We lost someone really, really good. Thanks, guys.